Yo, what's up to my Patreons out there? It's yours truly, Carcino here. And let's get to it. Now, this is a sad story, man. It's a very sad story, but it happens. And the influence of television, the influence of drugs, just influence, man. These things happen. This is a known tale here in Tampa, Florida. And everyone out here can, assume it's one thing and we can see it's another. And what I mean by that is the fact that we let we let television, we watch these shows and think they have no effect, and they have such a dramatic effect that it basically destroys the entire fabric of what you believe and know as a person or a human being in the game of hip hop, or not just hip hop, just culture in your everyday life, what shoes you wear, what clothes you wear, everything you put on your body. And if you're not aware, or if you're not at home, your kids are out in the streets, and they're running around, and before you look around, you got kids out of a broken home, and one single parent is in the household, and that person at work all the time. Where are your kids, and who's raising your kids? On television, the friends who are bad influence, right? And what did that leads to? Well, that leads to a whole different cycle of events, right? You have a girl out in the streets, Christina Mester. Oh, what's her name? Mecker, I believe. What's her name? If I'm not mistaken. I might be saying it wrong, but her name was Christina Mecker, and she was 18, or meager, and she was 18 years of age. 18 years old. And Christina was game for everything early. She was stuck up from all the sexual advances, used to listen to all the pop videos. But when she was 13, she was just a normal kid, just loved to do karaoke and sing and do all these wonderful things. Then, they get different influences. When there's no parents around, they're hanging out late, they're in the streets. Then they run away from home and start staying with friends and doing all these type of different things. And they say, hey, I'll try the weed, I'll get high. Then weed turns to pills and coke. Then it turns to crack. Then it turns to crystal meth. And some people in Tampa used to call her crystal meth. Because her name was Christina, they called her Crystal, short for crystal meth. It was like, girl, meth head, she gotta have it. And she liked that and Adderall and all this stuff. And an up and coming rapper by the man named Ty, he was trying to make his way, getting known, doing his little, making some tapes with his homeboys, and you know, serving and selling weed and slinging pills and just doing a bunch of different things. So they end up hooking up some type of way, and him and Christina, they she talking about what she want to do to him and all this stuff, and he's saying what he can do. Now he's 21, she's 18, and he is with some girl who's, promiscuous, you know, and eager to do whatever. She wants to be cool. She wants to hang out with the cool guys. So, and she wants drugs and want to do different things. So they go to a hotel room down on Church Ave. One of them residence inns. Go get a room. And you remember well, most of you probably don't, but on The Sopranos, there's an episode where Richie is sleeping with Tony Soprano's sister, and he puts a gun to her head while he's doing it. And it seems like everybody wants to do an act, something similar to that. I had a friend that did the same thing, same dumb thing. It's just the accident didn't happen for him like it did in this accidental role play, you know, while having sex with the woman, like they didn't get all the way into it. He sat on her chest, and while she was giving him oral and all this stuff, she was like, "Put the gun to my head," and he took the clip out, but it was one in the chamber. He didn't, check because he was too caught up into what was going on with her giving him oral and all this stuff, and he puts the gun in her head and telling her to, giving her orders to tell her what to do, and she's into it. She wants to be choked. Like she's like, choke me and put the gun in my head, and he did it, and next thing you know, the gun goes off. He squeezed the trigger, bang, and his life changed forever. You know, he was man enough to call the authorities, call 911 to try to save this girl's life. He told them on the phone exactly what happened. He had the gun there. He didn't leave the room. He stayed there, tried to save the girl's life. So Ty feels he did everything he could to save the girl's life, and it was just not gonna happen. It was one shot fired, hit her in the head. He took the clip out the guns, and the cops find the gun, find him, and he was charged for manslaughter. They found that nothing was consistent with sexual assault. She went in the room. Security footage shows she went in consensually, and was no struggle. So his story was, adding up, and it was just a sad situation. But this is why some of these situations that you get caught in, it's a sad moment. It's not just about his rap career or things of that nature. It's that his life is gone. You know, that stops your life. He could be doing life, but he just got a manslaughter charge in there. But he cooperated with the authorities, so his charge should be less than that. This was about, I want to say, 6 years ago, 5, 6 years ago. So I don't know how much time he got, but that just lets you know, man, it's crazy out here in this world. Don't let television and all these different vices out here influence you. You know, it's crazy. So thank you, Patreons, man, for sticking in there. We got more to come. Don't worry. Hold your head.